I believe there comes a moment in every person's life when they accept the fact that either God is or God isn't. For me, that moment came on February 15th, 2017. I found myself at the tail end of a 20-year drug and alcohol addiction. I was spiritually bankrupt and ready to die. So I started praying for the first time in my life. At that point, I didn't know what God was. I didn't know who or what I was praying to. So for me, it was easier to start with what God was not. See, God for me has never been found in the Bible. God for me has never been found in a church. And God for me has never represented himself as a man hanging on a crucifix behind an altar. So for simplicity purposes, I began with what God was not. At that point, everything changed. My prayer changed. I began to meditate daily for the first time in my life. And I slowly began to understand God as a power greater than myself that is oftentimes materialized as nothing more than a glow. This glow represents love, and love is where I choose to spend my time these days. Being raised, or rather force-fed Catholicism growing up, it was easy for me to envision God as a man sitting high above a cloud, billowing gray hair and beard, holding a scorecard and keeping tabs of all my sins. And with this scorecard, he would one day judge me as I tried to enter his kingdom after my death, as my spirit floated upwards from the ground. This is the vision I had. Instead, after taking a spirituality course at DePaul, with the help of a 12-step program to abstain from drugs and alcohol for over 2 years now, with daily prayer and meditation, and even with a silent retreat to a Catholic monastery in New Haven, Kentucky, I am able to turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand him on a daily basis. It's not always easy. There are a lot of bad people, places, and things in the world. And it is rather simple to lose sight of the also present love that surrounds us. If we succumb to the ever-present negativity that is sadly sensationalized by the media around the globe, we will never be able to find that love that is within us and within the communities around us. There were many ways in which I find God on a daily basis. I quit my career behind the bar and went to work with special needs individuals at an organization called Misericordia north of the city. It is here daily that I get to witness God's miracles in more ways than I could have ever imagined. See, every morning I watch the sunrise now, when I used to be going to sleep. And it represents a new day. And with each new day presents another opportunity for me to discover God's love. I have a great relationship with my family. I'm best friends with my dad. I've worked the 12 steps of a 12-step program. I have a sponsor. I sponsor other men. It's in doing these things that I am allowed to be present for others instead of living the selfish lifestyle that I once lived. And in doing so, it has become easy for me to define what God is. See, God for me is love. That's all I need to know. It's no longer a question of pages in a Bible or stained glass in a church. For me, it's all about love. And that is where I find my greatest redemption, so that I can carry that love to others around me.